do the thing where we start the stream and then...
No, because we still have to change that. Yeah. We will get there. It's a slow part of the evolution of everything. So we can just give it a few minutes, and then when I see a few people pop in there, I'll do... I should have, ran it already, in all honesty, while we were doing that.
You can hear our chit-chat.
Yeah, exactly. Still something. And it gave that time for that person to realize that we didn't have the mic on last time also.
True.
Yeah, so Kevin's thinking about going up to ECT on Sunday just to watch and hang out and play casuals.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, why not?
Because how far is the drive? Like an hour and a half?
Hartford, Connecticut? Yeah, hour and 10, probably up to 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's 2 hours.
But how much is a spectator pass for the one day?
I think it's like $60. Yeah, but I don't care. I kind of don't want to miss it. So we could watch finals. We could be there for a bit.
Yeah, that would be a fun day.
Make
a day out of it.
Yeah.
And then you and I will go eat at Bears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm not even gonna tell you.
Okay.
This is amazing.
Okay.
I can see it already. You're just gonna take your first bite of food and you're gonna go
and do what I always do and just die. Yeah. So you posted on Twitter earlier that you regret not going to ECT.
I do regret not going to ECT.
Yep. Same. It hurts.
Yeah, especially when we split it with you split it 4 ways, like yourself and 3 other people. It's really not that expensive.
Do you remember about how much that weekend cost you, more or less, for everything included? We got early passes, so it was different.
Yeah, but
we signed up early.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because the passes were whatever they were, right? Let's say they were like $60, $70.
I think they were. Yeah, I think they maxed out at like 100, 120 something if you were really late to the party.
Yeah, and then we split the room. How many nights did we stay? Because
we got there early. We got there Thursday night.
So we stayed Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So 3 nights.
Yeah.
Let's say it was like $200 a night or so. But $600 split 4 ways is only $150 a person. So between the entry and the hotel, it's like roughly $200.
Yeah, 2 or 3, and then gas, food, probably like all in all under $400. Yeah. Not a bad weekend. Next year we gotta go.
I was already saving for this year. I thought we were going. I had a little money put aside in my...
Now I know you're lying. Now I know you're lying.
Promise.
Yeah, okay.
My pinky promise.
All right, fine. We'll take that.
I didn't know when it was. I was just like... Because,
Defend the North. If you should have came with us to Defend the North.
This week I was like, amazing. When is that competition? Because they said we were going. Because I remember you like, I think you even said like, you got to go to the next one. And I think you were referring to October or this one, the last one.
Yeah, I was referring to this one, ECT.
Yeah.
Like Alicia said, she was ready to go. She had it already booked, and we ended up just being like, nah, I guess we'll cancel. Because she had an Airbnb ready to go, just in case. But because that was the difference, too, was renting an Airbnb for this one rather than staying at the hotel. But a lot of people were also doing that, too. I did like how that felt, though, staying at the actual hotel.
And just being able to go downstairs, run upstairs.
And then I had shit to do. There was at one point Temper went back to the room, and I just didn't feel like calling it quits. So I still got to just walk around and see everything. And so.
Yeah, the other thing too is if the weather's shitty, if it's raining, you don't have to worry about that at all. You just don't have to go outside.
Yeah, or needing a ride even, because even a 5-minute ride up the street, but
it's like a $16 Uber or whatever.
Yeah, or a 20-minute walk or whatever. So yeah, if it's raining, you don't want to be in that. Look at the ads given away where me and my wife buy some clothes. Shein.
Well, now we definitely know.
Now you definitely know. I was tattooing one of my clients. We were talking about that place, and she's like a younger college student. She's like, "Oh, that's so fast fashion." I was like, "I don't know what you're saying, little girl." What do you mean?
I call it affordable.
Yeah. The clothes were cheap and very,
I don't need to wear it 100 times.
No, hell no. All right, so we've been going on for a couple of minutes. I'll do my intro, and then we'll get firing on everything else. We might have some low numbers for tonight because everyone's watching some ECT also. But welcome back, Button Club members, to another episode of the Safe Sets Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shadow Fury. With me, as always, is my co-host,
Ricky Icebeam.
And our special guest in the middle needs no introduction. You all know who this guy is. Karate Kevin, one half of the Shoto brothers.
I didn't even know who I was.
You didn't even know?
No.
Now you know.
No.
Now they know, which is really what's important.
That's
right. After we're done with this podcast, why don't you tell the people what you're all excited about for today?
A hitbox.
A hitbox.
Hitbox.
Yeah.
Hitbox brand hitbox?
Hitbox brand hitbox.
Not just any leverless.
That's right.
Premium.
So speaking of that, we can go into that actually real quick because this weekend, because of ECT, Hitbox is doing $200 for their leverless controller with the Brook Wingman.
Oh.
Yeah, because the regular price is $250 without the Wingman. So including the Wingman is like a bonus, and then dropping the price down to $199. And I tweeted and I added them. I told them, I said, this should be the price. This is what it's worth. Like, and I'm sure they know this. I'm sure their sales skyrocket when they do this deal.
Of course, 100%.
And then when the deal's over, I'm sure it just trickles in, very, very slowly. I think this should be the price. I think, to be competitive in the market today with there's so many other leverless providers. I mean, Hitbox is like the McDonald's of hitboxes. I don't mean about the quality or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're the brand that everybody knows.
Of course, when you think fast food, you think of that. When you think leverless controllers, those are the people that originated that layout. That everyone else is using now. I thought it was interesting that Vi had a couple of interesting things to say about the brand Hitbox, like under my comment, because even I shared it too, saying like now's the time or whatever.
I think it's time for Hitbox to come out with a new model.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Well, Taquito's been trying a thin one. It's the same footprint, but it's thin.
Okay.
Even thinner, because the one I have is thick, and the one you're getting is like medium, and then this one's like extra thin.
Extra thin. Yeah.
Which I'm not particularly a fan of.
Yeah, no. Even when I let oh boy, Temper's brother, HK,
HK47.
Thank Jesus Christ. When I let him
Justin.
borrow, Justin. Real names after knowing gamer tags is so weird. I think you actually did it the right way by having your real name in a gamer tag.
It does help, but it's just funny. There's people that I play with all the time, and I have to think really hard about what their real name is.
Yeah.
Like I forget that Milk's name is Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you said that and that we are live streaming that because people, I can't tell you how many times my older brother, dear older brother, has dogged on me about having my name in my tag.
No, it's just so like Karate Kevin.
That's what I am.
I think it's sick. I think it's a good gamer tag.
Well, it'll be with a hitbox now, so you get to have one of those. So this is a hitbox that I bought during the Guilty Gear times, sold to Logan. Mm-hmm. He had it for a while. And he was looking to get rid of it because he bought a snack box, and Kevin was looking to get the Hitbox brand. What is it about Hitbox that has attracted you to it after trying them and stuff like that?
Well, if you guys don't know, Ryan and I are absolutely crazy, and we don't fall far from the tree when it comes to our dad. We're always looking for something new, the better thing, and we just can't stay still and just have that one thing. So I've been playing on the Haut 42 controllers a lot lately. Great controllers. I have nothing bad to say about the controllers. But after losing my Victrix, I do miss having a customizable controller. So, and I see you play on yours. Ryan has one where it's kind of all decked out, and I just said I need to play on something that plays like this. So that's what really just got me into it.
So all three of us are going to have a Hitbox brand leverless with a Brook board in the middle.
Well, so at least we have the case.
Exactly.
Nothing else is.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, that's it.
Because the Hitbox comes with its own board that we've replaced. It comes with Sanwa buttons. We've all replaced them. So it's really just the Hitbox case.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But it's nice. I think it's just so simple, and like you said, it's easy to mod. That's kind of what happens after a while too. I was playing on the Victrix earlier, and that thing was a total pain in the ass to work on and mod because there's very little room in there, and they have so much extra like support plastic to reinforce it, so there's a lot of extra junk in the way.
Not to get too sidetracked, but so funny. I was on Instagram the other day, and I saw an advertisement for the Victrix.
Oh, yeah.
And
They wanted you back.
And I could not help myself but put a fucking long ass comment in there on how much do not buy this thing.
Oh my god.
You're an online hater.
Damn. So they don't want you back anymore.
No.
You've cut ties.
Yeah, I treated them like the ex-girlfriend that they are.
Wow.
Damn.
It was fun. It was real and it was fun, but it wasn't real fun.
Yeah. Well, longer than your average relationship with a girl is this weekend. ECT. That's what we want to talk about a little bit.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes, of course.
Before we talk about ECT, because I think we have a lot to say about it, I wanted to go and talk about the Ranbat and the points, because that should be relatively quick.
That's right. It won't be. It never is.
It never is, but
because we get to gabbing and going here. All right, so let's go in the world of Street Fighter. And this is where we are at for points so far.
And this is after week 4's completion. So it's a 6-week series, so there's 2 more weeks to earn points.
Why don't you go ahead and fire off some of those names?
Me?
Yeah,
okay, so
you're not always here.
We'll start at number 8. So at number 8 we got Dream Suite. At number 7 we got Super Iggy. At number 6 we have some schmuck named Karate Kevin. And then at number 5 we have Mike V the Q. At number 4, we have Beefcake. At number 3, we have Moon. And at number 2, we have the handsome man right next to me, Ricky Icebeam. And we also have DiGiorno at number 1.
What do you think about the spread of points as it goes from 8 and then to 5? It's only a few points here and there. And then the big jumps that start happening, once you get into the top 3 by comparison.
What do I think about that? I think all of this here... so from number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, those I don't think are very they're not going to be stagnant. We're going to be moving around all over the place for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Do you feel like I'm actually really surprised how consistent Dream Suite's been, and I absolutely love it. I'm really happy that they've been showing up as often as possible, and maybe inspired by the Ranbat 2 show up more, which I think is really, really great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Iggy he's not always there or always in for Street Fighter, right?
Right. He's not there every week, and the weeks he is there, it's like a 50-50 is going to enter Street Fighter, which is interesting to me because he's so good, right? Like on any given week, he can enter and make top 3. So. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn you, Iggy.
I know.
No. But he doesn't take it. He doesn't take Street Fighter very seriously because he doesn't like the game as much.
Yeah. Honestly, I think one of his superpowers is he doesn't take any of it super seriously, and he just kind of clowns on people and has fun. But he's just so naturally good, And and if you don't get to play against him all the time, I think a lot of his tactics also can work pretty easily. Especially, because he's not showing up in bracket all the time.
So we don't even know if he's going to be there next week.
Yeah. He is the least consistent to show up to Button Club, but he could be one of the most consistent top 3 players in our Street Fighter scene if he was there every week.
Yeah. When he does enter, you can bet that he'll make top 3.
Yeah.
Yep. And what do you think about the rest of the spread there and how this is all kind of lining up?
So I think it's really interesting. I think, all the bottom 4... are on the chopping block, right? Any one of these could not make it or be swapped out with somebody else. I kind of wish we could see like 9, 10, 11, and 12 to see how close in points they are. Because for all we know, there could be 2 or 3 players with, between 26 and 22 points, right within striking distance. So I think for the players, even with Beefcake, right, from 4th place down, the most important thing is going to be like showing up, not going 0-2, and then really just like who else is going to show up and kick some ass, right? Like I was talking to Temper last night. We were playing online, and I think he's going to show up this Monday. But I was telling him that we have so many points accumulated that even if he comes in and wins 1st place, he might win enough points to make it like to 7th or 8th place. But then there's one more week of points. And so if he doesn't show up the final week of the Ranbat, I think even if he does make it onto this top 8, there's a good shot he'll be bumped right back off again.
Yeah.
And I haven't even done the math to figure out if it's even possible to earn like 30 points in one day.
Yeah, because that's what's going to be the next minimum, more or less, coming up next, right? So.
Well, I think for Temper, it would be better if I think more people in the bracket would be better for Temper because he would have more of an opportunity to rack up those points, right?
Right,
That's
exactly.
true.
Yeah, the bigger the bracket, the more points you can earn. But just looking at the points that there are on now, right? Like myself and DiGiorno are in the 70s, And so even if you rounded that up to say like 80 points, this is after 4 weeks. So that's like 20 points a week. And that's both of us, consistently making like, first and second place more or less.
Yeah, with a bracket that has consisted of
like 16 plus.
16 plus. I was gonna say close to almost on the average of 20. I would say.
Yeah, which is excellent.
It's
so
amazing.
happy to see that.
Very, very healthy scene, and that's another thing to recognize too. There are so many strong players to be who are fighting for this every week, right? So it's been exciting.
Yeah, and we're only talking about the top 8 or maybe even the top 10, but in a bracket of, let's say, there's like 18 or 20 players, like 16 or 18 of them are master rank. Like there's so many strong players that could very easily make it into this top 8. It just comes down to like who gets matched with who round 1 and like who can win, because there's a lot of matches that happen at Button Club where like you wouldn't want to bet on who's going to win because you really don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's those really like tight, like skill level mirror matches, so to speak. That's like, or who edges out who to make it into like round 3 of the bracket on winner side. That really gives you a big swing in points versus the person that you just barely beat, who's arguably the same skill as you, but you knocked them to loser side, and now their point gains are cut in half.
Exactly. I think that's so important to get that first set win, so you can accumulate those 2 points per game and get yourself a good lead. Where fighting through losers, even a good losers run, is going to be tougher just to accumulate those points.
Yeah,
Stack.
Yeah, because if you go to losers like round 1 and you go 2-2, you earn so many less points than if you got 2-2 but you won round 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We got Inhuman in the chat. Beefcake, that's who is my idol for no reason. Go Beefcake. He's adorable too. Toast in the chat, lads. How are you, my friend? Toast got some new artwork on his arcade stick.
Oh, nice.
And I sent you a message. So, I'm trying to push them buttons, all right? I'm that pusher, man. Let me know if you want some buttons. I got you. All right. Then we've got Tekken. If you want to talk about Tekken real quick. Or do you want to talk about like anything else with the bracket or anything for...
Oh, let's really quickly just go to the most recent bracket that we had for Street Fighter. So Mike D, so there's so many good players that I'm surprised to not see on the list, like yourself, Mike D, Tomato, right? Like so many players that are there like all the time. Milk, they're there. They're strong players. They're all master rank, and on any given week, depending on who shows up and how well people do, they're fighting for the top 4 slots for that weekly. But it's like week after week. We've seen players like Moon and Beefcake just be so consistent and make it into like 3rd place, 4th place positions that they've really, pushed themselves to the top. And, the bottom 4 spots is really being fought over by like 8 players.
Yeah, it's true. My first week I went 0-2, and I knew that was like, oh, fuck, that buried me, It was hard to get a good start there.
Yeah, and even going 0-2, you could earn a couple of points if you like lose 2-1 a couple of those games.
So yeah, strong bracket showing throughout the week. Not as many upsets as the week previous, because that was
nuts.
Oh yeah, when Beefcake double eliminated DiGiorno. Yeah, I was really impressed by that. Like he beat him in winner side, and I was like, well, it happens. It's a volatile game, and Beefcake's a very strong player, but that is an upset. And then when he did it the second time the same day, I was like, wow, either Beefcake is like amazing today, or maybe DiGiorno made combo drops or whatever. And then, I think it was last week we actually went and watched those matches and realized like DiGiorno made very few mistakes and Beefcake played extremely well.
He did. That was hype.
Did you guys feel a slight difference in the hype or the vibe of this week because you weren't able to watch it anywhere in the venue on a TV? So if you wanted to watch a set, you had to be over everyone and watch. I know like Toast made a comment about like, why is everyone here? Why is everyone watching me? Because everyone just congregate. And I felt like the energy was different. Catching the TV from anywhere in the room, you kind of just go whatever, but everyone really watching and
I didn't even realize that the match, it was not on the screen above.
It was not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that like we for the week we kind of downgraded technologically and we enjoyed it more because we're like cavemen over the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Alicia is obviously responsible for all of our technological advances. So yeah, not having her this past week, but she was like, you know what, just run it like that. It'll be easy, and it really was. So
Yeah, so maybe we don't run it on those monitors.
yeah, maybe. I don't
still
know.
stream it and
It's
everything,
kind
but
of insane, right?
yeah.
Stop sandbagging, Shadow Fury. I'm so trying. No, bro, because it was me and Will, and that motherfucker does not play Street Fighter. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because
The controversy.
yeah. So this week, as we're talking about Iggy, he didn't play. He had Will play in his place,
Which I don't really know. It's clearly like against the rules. You can't do that. It kind of worked out that Will playing in his place didn't, net any wins.
Yeah. Of course, it was only hurting the player. It wasn't
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't helping him. And it was, if you were to have DQ'd Iggy for doing that, the result would have been basically the same.
What does it say?
Speaking of which, do you? Because I'm trying to look at the bracket now. So he earned a point fighting against Toasty. Do we deduct the point? Right here. Because for the Ranbat, it could.
Well, I think that Iggy would have been guaranteed at least that point anyway, so I don't think that changes anything.
But if he, I'm just saying, like, because he didn't play, he deserves to be DQ'd for that. Why does he earn 2 points for essentially breaking the rule?
Absolutely.
Oh wow!
I'm not attacking him.
No,
I'm
I'm
saying
not
this against
attacking it
everyone.
either. But as soon as it was happening, like as I was seeing it happen, I was like, well, this is not
See,
right.
I didn't think of that. You guys should have brought that up then, because we could have just DQ'd him then.
Well, when I realized that Will was losing, I was like, well, this is kind of the same as being DQ'd. He's going 0-2.
Yeah.
But then I just looked at the points. I was like, oh, he actually, and that's on winner side, so it's a 2-point.
Okay, a 2-point discrepancy.
Right, and when you're looking at the top 8 and people who are really fighting for those final slots, I mean.
All right, you know all I gotta do is bring it up to the real boss, and yeah.
No, I agree with
Okay,
that. Because
okay.
I remember seeing it happening, and I'm like, well, that's technically not fair. They shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, fair enough. Good call, lad. Good call. Anything else you want to look at here at the bracket?
So I was mentioning Mike D. So Mike D is so good. He's so consistent. Like on any given week, depending on who shows up and who plays who, he could very easily make like a top 4 spot. And so to not see him on the top 8 list is a little surprising, to be honest.
I think he wasn't there for 2 weeks though.
Oh, was he? Okay,
Yeah.
that probably makes sense.
And I think that is the reason why he's not on the top 8. I think he went on vacation and he was not at Button Club for 2 weeks.
That's unfortunate. But he still has a good shot to work his way into that top 8 at the very bottom if he shows up these next 2 weeks. I mean, here he got 4th place, so I think if he continues to get like top 4s, I'm assuming that it would earn him enough points to squeak his way onto the list. And the other thing we won't know until the time comes, but will there be any players that qualify and then can't make it to the event? And I'm assuming that would mean that if one player doesn't show up, then the 9th place person would be invited.
Yeah, and if there's anyone out of that top 8, I would think it would be Clint. Who's to say if he was really gonna actually even show up to participate in that? Sundays are one of his very few days off, I'm pretty sure. So who even knows? There's times he DQs and just leaves early for the night anyways. Like, no, I'm tired. I gotta go. I just wanted to basically be here, play a couple of games, and move on. Let's see here.
I don't have that kind of self-control.
Yeah, no, I couldn't either. Take the point away, give it to Beefcake for no reason. There you go. Give me the point, therefore absolutely nothing will change with the standings. When's the Pokemon stream?
I'd love to do a Pokemon stream. If anyone doesn't know, I'm into competitive Pokemon. I have no Pokemon friends.
I know, and I feel like you've posted it with like the second time today. Like, who's playing Pokemon? And still like one
Nobody,
person. Cricket's like, this poor guy.
There's like people online and like Discords I can reach out to, but it's not the same of like knowing someone or having met them in person. Because the other thing that's nice about Pokemon, like obviously fighting games you can play online, but Pokemon is like there's no such thing as lag. Like playing online is the exact same as playing in person.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's probably better because there's a lot of in-person events. Like if the Wi-Fi in the venue like drops for a second, then everyone's match like cancels because you play on your own Switch. So you're actually playing each other, sitting next to each other over Wi-Fi.
Oh, wow.
So if the Wi-Fi glitches for a second, everyone's match gets ruined.
Oh, that's kind of whack.
Oh, Pokemon.
Oh, Wi-Fi is more like
Bring
it.
back the game link cables.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how could something so basic be just go away like that? Just to keep things into perspective while we're on the topic of Ranbat, here's this week's top 3 for Street Fighter, which exactly mirrors how the points are distributed currently, correct?
That is correct. Shouts to Moon for being so consistent.
Yeah, it's true. I played against him this week, and I just kind of... I haven't played against him in a while, so it definitely just felt like I don't know who this person is anymore.
You think
type of thing.
He beat you up?
Oh, most definitely. And I expected him to because of seeing how he's been playing and stuff like that, you know. But I just was also remembering a time where I felt like we were a whole lot closer, and now he's made a bigger gap for sure.
I watched the match. Of course, I'm there. I'm watching you all the time. You could have beaten Moon.
Yeah.
You absolutely could have beaten Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
then why didn't it feel like
by
that?
you saying that I already knew I was expecting to lose, you already had lost.
No. I wasn't expecting to lose. It just was like I'm gonna play my best. I could beat this guy because I have beaten him before. But at the end of the day, like losing to him was not going to be like, what the fuck.
There were certain situations that you lost on, and that's what made you lose the fight. But if you had reacted to some of the things that he'd done, I was like, he's got him. But you definitely could have beaten Moon.
There's a couple of times too where I feel like because of him and Mike V playing the same character, it can be difficult for me to expect Mike V things from Moon. Without that, it's not like to insult or anything.
And that's actually
a style
happened
thing.
to me before. There was a time where I had to fight Mike V, and I beat him, and I had to stay up there and fight Moon, and that fucked me up.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very, very different. But yeah, kudos to them. Look at that. Good photo work, good crop, right? You know what I'm saying? Jared?
It's interesting that you guys mentioned that, like, having to fight 2 different juries. Even though there's so many players at Button Club and so many strong players, there's very little character crossover. Like, there's, 2 Kens, 1 Ryu, 2 juries.
You're the only Luke.
I'm the only Luke, which is surprising.
It
was more surprising in Season 1. Because Season 1 Luke was, a top 3 character.
100%.
And now he's,
top 10?
Yeah, ish. Yeah. He's definitely in the top half. No arguing there. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's only, you would think there'd be more Kens, more Bisons.
Please, no more Bisons.
There's no guy. Right? There's no Guiles.
There's no Guiles anymore. None.
Oh wow. Yeah, the both of us dropped them.
I think and I think too when it comes down to it, there's an attachment there to the character and the player, and sometimes even if you might be interested in a character, you go, well, I don't want to play that character because so-and-so plays that character, and they play a certain way, and that's part of their identity, and you don't want it to kind of feel like you're taking it over, wearing that Halloween costume for a bit until, you kind of get used to it, I suppose.
Well, if anyone's listening and is feeling that way at Button Club, feel free to pick up Luke. I'll teach you all the time.
Well, even for a while, Forward was trying to learn Luke, and I really thought he was going to keep with that. That was part of his trajectory, and then... Yeah,
he dropped him. I was surprised because he was playing Marisa, which even in Season 1, she was stronger, but she was inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And then I felt like Luke was not only extremely powerful in Season 1, but a more consistent character than Marisa, and kind of fit his play style. And he actually played some Luke in 5, which I didn't do.
Oh.
And so I was kind of surprised to see him drop Luke, but, I think he's happy where he's at now.
Yeah.
With Bison. Well, so it was Bison. I'm trying to remember who else
he played. Lily. He was playing Lily throughout the night, too, and I was really surprised by that.
I'm less surprised because he's always played grapplers, right? So
always? Okay.
Well, he's like his thing in Street Fighter V was maining Alex. That was he wasn't even playing Street Fighter. He was playing Alex. It just so happened to be in that game, right?
Okay, I understand.
He played other characters and stuff, but his Alex was so good.
Really? Yeah, really. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
So I kind of understand him feeling a little bit lost not having Alex, but I think with the characters we had in Season 1, Marisa was, made sense. Pocket Luke makes sense. And so now him playing Lily.
Yeah, I guess.
I get it.
But not the Geef. Geef was so much...
Geef, especially now, Geef's so good.
Yeah. What else do we have here? Don't forget the Bison Army. I remember the days where everyone was saying Luke was trashed here in the beta. Oh my god.
Which is so funny because... trying to remember. Was it the beta or it was the demo? Then the demo came out. It only had Ryu and Luke.
Yeah.
And I didn't even touch Luke. I just grabbed Ryu and was like, okay, this is I'm playing Shoto, I'm playing Street Fighter, right? And I played Ryu for like a day or two, and then the game came out. I grabbed Guile, tried to play the game. It wasn't until like maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the game's lifespan that I started like playing other characters because Guile wasn't feeling right, and I stumbled on Luke and everything clicked.
That's crazy.
Sometimes you just know.
Sometimes. Or you thought you knew, at least, right?
or sometimes you're playing a character and you know it's not right, but you're like, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And
like, my character's not here yet.
And when I first started playing, that's how Ken felt for me.
It's like his character's good,
Ken,
but he's
like
not for
Ken
me.
didn't feel right for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. We all know you're real world Ryu. It's fine. It's fine. All right, and then real quick, we've also got. Let me see here.
Should we do the Ranbat for Tekken as well?
Yeah, Ranbat for Tekken so far. So Aeto actually beat Super Iggy this week. That has been his bracket demon the entire time. They're friends, but man, does he hate that character matchup. And he was able to beat him this week with Lars. So that's why he stands number 1 with 53 points currently. Super Iggy right behind, 52.
Basically a tie. And even Tudink with 49, I would see, like, looking at the points, those three are steps ahead of all the rest on the top 8.
Mm-hmm. And Tudink wasn't here this past week. And then, your boy John Hazard, 40 points. And then, you start to see everything kind of trickle down. Diddle for 5th. Piplup, killing it. I'm so happy to see them like doing as good as they are for their first Ranbat here. And then Singular with that character, too. I can't think of her name right now. But Zafina. But no one's really playing that character. Even at a high level, that character's not really touched. So it's really cool to see him. And that's like his 3rd or 4th character that he's gotten good with in this game. And then the number 1 Moo Dang fan. Sorry,
fake
buddy.
News,
fake news. With 25 points. So, and then just for reference here, this was the top 3 just to show it off. And of course, I mean, Sadie, like, whatever's above first.
Yeah, S tier.
S tier, yeah. First plus or some shit gets that. And then not to leave out our Guilty Gear people. Here we go, top 3 for Guilty Gear. Still running that game. Bracket numbers are a little low, but everyone's having fun with it, so...
I was wondering for next year, because last year was the first year we did the Ranbat. We just did Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And then this year we're doing Street Fighter and Tekken. Could there be a 3rd game next year?
The games... The only people that can answer that are the game developers, okay? Because if City of Wolves takes off... Absolutely. Why wouldn't we? If it can fit within that top 3 pack of tournament numbers, absolutely. What most definitely is going to happen is 2x KO.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of a given. And so I guess the question is like, or the answer to the question I was thinking of is like the reason why we don't have a Guilty Gear Ranbat is because the numbers are so low.
Yeah.
Because how many do we get each week? Like 8, 10?
We get 8. I think on a good week we've had like 11 or 12, but that was like on a good week, and it was when it was first coming back too. I think there's a couple of players that will travel for it, but yeah, the numbers are so low.
Right, so there's basically 8 players, so it's just all the Guilty Gear players.
And I would say most of those 8 players, aside from 2, 3 max, are still playing the game up to date, rather than the rest of us that are like on autopilot from what we've learned back then, and we're just kind of trying to do what was working then and see what happens.
It's just saying like roughly half the bracket, even though you've entered Guilty Gear. It's like you didn't practice all week. You've been playing Street Fighter and you just entered Guilty Gear on the side.
Yeah, just to have fun, because there's times Guilty Gear is a game that I love to hate and hate to love. So it's great that when I'm having fun, I can be like, man, this game's so sick. And then the next second lose to some bullshit and then be like, man, this game sucks. And I love that I can just... I never say that about Street Fighter. I'm always like, this game's so beautiful. I love Street Fighter. But Guilty Gear is like, man, this game's trash. Ooh, I won. Dude, I'm sick. I'm so good. So I love that about that game.
So when we do the Ranbat on Sunday...
Yeah, on the October 27th.
Is every single game going to be commentated?
So,
Is it going to be like Button Club where like
what we're going to do is all right, so don't quote me on this because anything could change. And the boss tells me a lot of information, and sometimes I might store it in the wrong order. So the last I heard is that it was going to start and that we were going to have them run one after another, so that there was commentary for both, and it felt like a total event rather than running 2 brackets side by side, especially since it's only 8 players per side.
Yeah.
It's not going to take us too long to get through. Street Fighter will be first to 3 for the Rambat top 8, but Tekken will remain the first to 3. Well, they're already first to 3, right? No, they're first to 2. It's Guilty Gear is first to 3. Sorry.
Right, and Tekken's the 3 rounds.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm sorry. So that will stay the same. But we just thought it'd be interesting to kind of give everyone. It's like you've earned the first to 3 because this is a finals. This is a form of finals.
Right. The whole tournament is the finals.
Exactly.
See, I didn't know that. See, I learned something.
So
I didn't know we were doing 3.
You'll get an extra. And I told you last week a little something special about the Ranbat. Do you remember what I told you?
I have no idea.
Based on that information, I'm not repeating it then.
I mean, if you say it, I might remember. But...
Then we will save this as one last surprise, but just know there's something else coming in this week that is Ranbat related. What are we talking about today? So we're just kind of finishing up talking about our Ranbat series, and we're going to get into some ECT pretty soon. So I brought this up to Alicia recently. Let me tell you, see what you guys think of this. So when we post on Twitter Ranbat, or when I tell clients and friends of ours that aren't playing, Ranbat is always like, what the hell is a Ranbat? So I've been watching the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix, and I've always grown up watching wrestling, and they were talking about Survivor Series. And I was like, oh, I love how that sounds. So we're thinking of trying to change the name of the Ranbat series for next year, just something that was more like, oh, I get it. You know, so like if it was called Survivor Series or something else that was along those lines, just so people know that, like, Alicia came up with a good name and I can't think of it right now. But just something along those lines so that people know, like, oh, okay, like we're going to be doing this for the 6 weeks and it should be cool rather than Ranbat. Because even when Neffy found out what Ranbat was or thought he knew what he thought that we were all going to play on random.
Oh.
Not realizing that random battle meant the seeding for the top 8.
Mm.
You know, so you could be seeded first for this Ranbat. Let's say you get in, right? You could be seeded number 1, which would be pretty cushy, right? Maybe.
Well, I guess it depends on who's seeded last, right?
Yeah. It's just me. All right. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about Ranbat wise? Anything you got to say?
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
For Ranbat.
Let's go.
So since I learned something today about their 3 matches, is there only the prize for the first place winner? Is that what you were telling him yesterday?
That's what I told him last week. Yes.
Aha!
So there actually will be a 2nd and 3rd place prize.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So
that's cool.
It's going to be sick. As you know, Leash puts a lot of work into those and a lot of thought, and we're always messaging each other back and forth with Jared to get the best thing that we can. So you saw the medals that we did for the award show, right?
Yep.
Think of that, but juiced up. Okay. So there'll still be something to fight for all the way through, which we considered doing 4. Because Defend the North did top 4, remember? Because it was the top 8, and then they half of the. So, but we're like, no, 1st and 3rd. That's it, 1st or 3rd.
Yeah, because when you think about it, it's all the people who participated in winners, losers, grands is the top 4.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So.
Cool.
So that is it's going to be amazing. I'm very excited. I'm a little sad that we're not having it at the compound because I love that space and how personal it is, and it also would make it feel like something also a little separate than the week to week stuff. The only thing that's gonna be different is on a Sunday rather than a Monday. But I think maybe next year too we can maybe try and look forward to having it at a different location.
I cast my vote that we have it here. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think there's enough space.
I was just kidding.
Well, I was gonna say even at the compound, last year it was packed.
It was packed.
Yeah.
And so to have we're definitely going to be more players because we're running 2 separate games.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that we'll have at least as many, if not more, people show up that aren't in that top 8 to watch and play casuals on the side.
I'm hoping so.
So I think the compound might not be big enough to house all the people, and so yeah, we need a venue for that.
We're gonna have to find a venue. Yeah, next year we'll think of something else and work some other stuff out. So Oh yeah, yeah. This guy's trying to get me triggered over here. He's trying to tell me to man up, get the get a. What'd you say? Yeah, what would you say though?
I said man up, or no, grow some chest on your hairs and get the strike.
Yeah, get a strike on your channel, because I talked about like, could we watch some of ECT and just talk about it as it was happening, you know? And he was like, yeah, put some hair on your chest and do it, this and that, and I can't even get this guy to edit out of contract. Shoto Brothers. What's that? East Coast Throwdown. Yes, sir. That's right. Do a battle royale like CEO did. Start with one player. Have fun. Potential entrances. All random seating.
Oh, like a winner stays on.
Like a King of the Hill thing.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, probably same thing there, right? Like as soon as Punk hits the stage, he's just running a gauntlet, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably going to happen with us too. Like once myself or DeJourno or Temper goes on. It's
someone's gonna run it for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So onward with ECT. Have you seen anything so far? Have you been watching?
So I haven't been watching it, but I've sent you a couple of Twitter clips, and this kind of like comes over pretty smoothly from the last conversation we just had, which was that the Rambat's gonna be first to 3. Because Street Fighter 6 first to 2 is pretty volatile.
Yes,
and we're
is.
seeing that at ECT.
Oh.
With a couple of upsets.
So, I worked today, and my client that I had is very well aware of my universe, okay? So, after 2 o'clock, I had this on my phone through my speakers in my booth, and it's wrapped in cellophane, but I can go back and look at it or turn the volume up. So, I actually got to, watch this live, more or less, while I was tattooing today. So, this was upset number 1. For you guys here. Oh, we're gonna.
And
it'll be in
Twitter quality.
Yeah, but
can we click 1080 and see if it does it? We'll try.
Double dash up.
Oh my
Double dash
god!
up. Jumps back. Wow, just catches him with the jump back after walking forward. No counter hit or anything there.
So I've never heard of young Matt Teen. I don't know if you have.
I have. I've played him online a few times.
Oh.
I follow him on Twitter. He's really young. He's 15.
One more guess.
Oh. That right there.
Let me not curse him.
Look at this.
Young Matt Teen.
I don't know.
2023 Evo champ. Look at it. He's stunned.
He's dead, bro.
Okay.
But I think he kind of knew he was in trouble. I mean, like you can look at this sequence and say, oh, like yeah, he got lucky. It was a random guess and he got lucky. But he was also took a game and a round off of Angry Bird first. Angry Bird was the one fighting for his life right here. He needed one more hit. And also, even if Angry Bird got the hit, there was a good chance he would have to spend his level 3 to take the round, and then last round with no super.
And then yeah.
Damn.
What's crazy about this is, What's crazy about this is that it wasn't until I heard set point for Matt Teen that I'm like, wait, what? And then even my client's like, do you know this Angry Bird guy that they keep talking about? I go, well, yeah, of course. Like, he's the champion, this and that. And then even he's watching. He goes from looking at his arm to like this on my tattoo tray. Even he's watching. He asked what a conversion was today, you know?
God. Like, okay, we got to put this work on hold. We got to talk about Street Fighter for 45 minutes.
It was really, really cool. So, so that was one of the upsets today. Who would think Evo Champ 2023 would get sent to losers so early in pools, day 1 of ECT pools.
Right.
Good for him.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, he's a super strong player, but almost anybody fighting against Angry Bird, it's an upset, right? Like, unless you're Punk or Big Bird, right? The top 2 at Evo this year, it's
I don't care who you are.
He's like a top 5. He like Angry Bird's like top 5 in the world in my opinion.
Flappy. USA, bitch.
That's the other thing that kind of stinks is like he flew from the Middle East to be in this tournament.
So a lot of the upsets we're about to talk about, all you could say the same thing. I just want to see if there's anything really funny here.
That makes me wonder if jet lag has anything to do with it.
All right, that's true because so last year, hold on, I'm gonna do that again. That's the beauty of live. Last year, ECT was not a CPT event.
And so it was much smaller.
So the biggest player that I remember seeing last year was IDOM, Shine, and that's the tournament that Burkish got top 3 in.
Okay,
was
yeah,
last year. So the landscape of the quality of players has changed dramatically.
Yeah, because from what you're describing of ECT last year, sounds like Defend the North we went to this year, where there's probably like 5 or 6 like American pros, but no overseas players, and
And last year being the first year of Street Fighter 6 was a big surprise that it wasn't, that ECT wasn't part of the Pro Tour, but it is this year. So that's why you're getting talent like that, who's probably never faced this player before, right?
right, yeah. And I went to ECT for the first time in 2016. And Daigo was there. That was a little bit different too, because I'm pretty sure they like flew him out specifically for the tournament.
Yeah.
He's almost like a celebrity more than a competitor, but it was really, really cool to see him there.
So, how long ago was it that you faced that person?
So I'm trying to remember. I think I faced him a few times in Street Fighter 5 at the very end, and then I faced him like season 1,
Okay.
Street Fighter 6.
15. Insane.
He might be 16 now. I don't know when his birthday is. But he's high school.
Whatever. He's still getting carded for
So
his
he's like
vapes.
Paladin. He's young.
Paladin. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, very young. And then you imagine, what becomes so exciting about that. And I was explaining to one of my clients about Paladin and players like that, is to be that good at that young of an age is just already the promise. Like Ending Walker, same thing. Like those are going to be the guys that we're talking about in 10 years as, the new maybe Street Fighter 6 or 7 Mount Rushmore of players kind of thing, right?
Yeah, potentially if they don't quit, right?
Yeah, right. I was actually going to mention that.
Let me see here. I'm just saying the top 8 in both Ranbats cutting promos for the belt would be hard. Oh, so we used to do that when we used to run Soul Calibur 6 tournaments out of the house. That wrestling belt would change hands every week, whoever won it, or every 2 weeks we would come here and do that. And then my buddy Henry, a lot of us are big wrestling fans. He's a big guy too, and he would just do the best Macho Man impression he could, the tassels. He even sent it to me recently. It's hilarious. And then so he was dominant for so long, and then when I won, I kind of started like winning a little more often. So I did a picture like of me in bed with the belt, like like I did with the arcade stick, booping on the nose and stuff like that, So we had I think that would be interesting. I kind of wish there was a little bit more of like that like kayfabe shit talk at Button Club.
No.
That would be really good to just but it's all pretend. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
Everyone knows you're kidding and you absolutely love the shit out of them at the end of it, but just to be like, bro, you're so trash. I love you. When we did the Ranbat for Guilty Gear, we did it in tandem with a wrestling event at Platinum City. It was a Christmas event. It was like Toys for Tots, a lot of stuff going on. And we did that. The players would come out to their own wrestling songs, talk trash. Wallaby called Shadow Clone Free and this and that. And then we all go back behind the curtain and we're hugging it out. And we're like, I felt so bad, man, but I just had to say it. But the wrestlers were doing it. They were all in on it and chanting. So...
Yes, so we just saw the clip of Young Bat Teen sending Angry Bird to losers, but I'll be curious to see, like, what does that equate to? Like, does, which of these players will even make, like, top 8 or top 16? Like, it might end up not mattering. Like, Angry Bird's a strong enough player that he could fight his way all the way to grand finals again.
100%. I said that to my client today. I go, it doesn't even matter because this guy could still win the whole tournament, but... This kid took a piece of that guy today, and we will celebrate that probably more than we would celebrate him, winning ECT, right?
Right.
And that is one of many. So that player, Matt Teen, is guaranteed top 96 now.
Yep. So he was guaranteed top 96 before that match.
Oh,
that
okay.
match was just like they were both going to make top 96. It was just, do you make it on winner side or loser side?
Oh, okay. Wow. So that's amazing. And speaking of, like, I think you said earlier, tonight we will make it through top 96.
I believe so.
Through the tournament.
I believe they're going to keep playing until there's only 96 players left.
This one.
I didn't actually see this one yet.
Okay. This one blew my mind. So... Your girl here does commentary. She does a lot of CPT commentary. She's very, very good at it. And of course, we all know commentators play these games, but how good are they, right? So we were talking about jet lag and people coming from far away. This is what's her name? Marine fighting Problem X.
Mm-hmm. And Marine being from the United States, and then Problem X being from Europe.
Yeah, from the UK. So yeah, he had a long trip there. So Problem X is and Bison, in case you don't know. She's a non.
I love these sound effects.
Her body, when she starts getting into it too, she starts rocking a little bit. Yeah. Level 1 doesn't kill.
It doesn't kill.
It doesn't kill.
That's a first.
And now he's like, oh shit, I should have spent it.
Did he have?
No. Actually, no.
That's all he had.
Oh my god! Let's fucking go,
I love how she pops up.
Yeah, seriously. And everyone around her, I'm sure, had the same, the same exact feeling. What also should be known is Problem X has been eliminated.
Oh, he has.
Okay, so this wasn't his elimination match.
But he's eliminated.
But
now.
Alicia messaged me when she went to go pick up Dacia, and it was his post saying, like, I'm out of ECT. I'll have to wait until, what's the other CPT event? I think he's going to go to the Philippines next.
Okay.
To try and get his CBT points. But, yeah.
Wow.
Amazing, right?
I was just surprised that level 1 didn't kill.
I know.
I always rag on M. Bison about how strong he is and easy to play. And the thing that frustrates me is that level 1 does so much damage at the end of a combo.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like a level 3.
Yep. And all they needed was that little bit. It's been doing that lately. All she needed was that little bit, and that jab changed the entire thing. And then there's also this clip here that we'll show you guys. Oh, yeah, that Twitter quality.
But he's back in the corner now. There's
Ending Walker.
Oh, cool.
Alright, let's see. Okay. Good pace
This
there
is
from our
so
reflex.
scary.
I haven't seen this clip yet.
Okay.
Our reflex.
You have?
Can be
Yes.
patient. If he gets one more touch, you know it's going to be drive rush cancel. Oh my God! It's happened again.
Yeah,
And the critical are. Round back in the corner
So-
now. There's the sweep.
That's just an odd interaction that happened there.
Yeah, so we'll watch it again. So Ken does stand jab as like an anti-air. It trades.
So scary.
And then they're not sure what side they're on. So the Ken player just goes for
He
jabs,
gets
and
one
Ending
more
Walker
touch, you know
blocks
it's
the
gonna
wrong
be
direction.
Drive rush cancel. Oh my
Because,
God!
yeah, it literally looked like he was about to get out of the
It's
corner,
happened
then he's in the corner.
again. Critical are.
Oh my god. Yeah, so
And the other thing too is I think the big mistake here was Ending Walker burning himself out. Because if he hadn't burned himself out and that situation happened, he could have just held parry and it wouldn't matter what side he landed on. I mean, he'd still lose to throw,
Okay.
but I mean, if you're blocking,
Our
So
reflex.
scary.
I think it's very important that you pointed that
Our
out.
reflex can be patient. If he gets one more touch, you know it's going to be drive rush cancel. Oh my
yeah, because he could have just held parry, and then
happened
also
again.
if that situation hadn't
And the
happened,
critical
he still
are-
just shouldn't have burnt himself out like that.
Yeah.
So is this an upset?
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
And no disrespect to Ireflex, I've just never heard of him before. I'm sure he's really strong. I wouldn't be surprised if he's 2,000 MR online.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything when you're fighting a player like Ending Walker, who again is like a top 5 world class player, on any day, right?
Yeah, he was like some of our picks to win the CPT event last year, the championships.
Yeah, and he came close.
He came close.
So is Ending Walker still in?
So I'm not sure. He's probably still in that. I don't know. Only thing I know confirmed was the message that Alicia sent me from Problem X saying he's eliminated. But these guys always show up together. Ending Walker, that's like his protege and mentor.
They're on the same team.
Yeah, same team. So, but
Wait, who's his mentor?
Problem X, that Bison player that just lost.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is interesting that 2 out of these 3 clips, it's Ken, winning the underdog victory.
You know, that's why I
There's
can't get
something-
off my boy.
There's
right?
something about this character
I'm
that seems
telling
a
ya.
little, what's the word I'm thinking of? Overtuned.
Sweet. No, sweet. He's in the sweet spot.
Right at the top, right where the cherry goes.
That's right. That's right, baby. What were you gonna say, Gui?
I think the main reason Ending Walker lost is because he's not playing Ryu. So
Wow. You're not wrong.
Wow. I mean, so it's funny how he became known for like both characters. Because when I knew him for Ed and 5, All of his come up story was that, but he played a whole lot of Ryu before that. He was all
Yeah.
Ryu before then. So let me just pay attention to the chat a little bit here. Angry Bird and Problem X going to losers, insane. Yeah, Angry Bird being gone. Where are they streaming it? Capcom Fighters on Twitch. Just anything Street Fighter 6. That wasn't a guess. That was actually genius to do the wake up DP at such a moment. Then to do drive rush jab into jump when Angry Bird kept pressing something in that same sequence before. I see. Okay. First to 2 is rough. Ken is low too. I mean, he's the worst Shoto though. We have to agree on that. He's the worst Shoto.
He's not.
He doesn't have the same damage that Ryu or Akuma does.
I mean, if you want to say the character is Shoto-esque, I would say that Terry's the worst Shoto.
Oh, all right. We'll let him have it.
And that might be true. I think it's too early to say.
It is so early.
But I would say that Ken and Akuma are the top 2 Shotos. They're interchangeable because on paper, Akuma's better, but you get touched once and you suck. So, so taking that into account, I would say Ken is probably the best and most consistent Shoto in the game.
And when I saw Daigo playing earlier, he was playing Akuma.
Yep.
And we've also talked before about how Angry Bird himself was back and forth on Akuma and Ken.
Yep.
And you saw in that clip when he lost, he went with the Ken mirror, which was kind of interesting, and didn't try the Akuma. And I wonder why.
I mean, from my point of view, I think that's smart. I think Akuma doesn't do particularly well against Ryu or Ken.
What do you think?
I would agree with that.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, once you get in on Akuma and you get past his fireball
Shenanigans,
and that's it. Once you touch him,
his setups and everything,
he gets hurt.
Which is why he's like fun to entertain as like play. But yeah, I'm actually glad that I can't like.
I was playing
won't
cross
take that.
today with Akuma.
How'd that go?
Oh, all right.
Went all right?
Yeah.
I sent you the sheet, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
you have
sent
all
it
that?
to me too.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. 32. I didn't realize he looks younger. And then he was talking about how he couldn't react to Drive Impact, and I said because of his age,
Which is funny.
and I was like, "And how old are you?" And he goes 32, and I'm like, "These kids."
I feel like, yeah. Like, not to toot our own horns, but I feel like we all look younger than we really are.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of players who are like 30 think they're older than us.
Yeah. Even like my client today, the way they were talking about Daigo compared to like Dual Kevin and stuff like that, he was like, someone was saying like their reactions were washed up and always like, well, how young are some of these guys? Like, and yours doing it, you know? I was like, yeah, no, some of these guys are totally fine. Karate Kevin, buff Ryu, and where? Oh, okay. If you could buff Ryu in any sort of way, how would you do it? Where would you buff the character? It's a great question.
I think I'm gonna like bring up MGZ Jimmy here, and I think like what else could you do to Ryu? There's not much more you could do to Ryu, honestly. Like people who complain who use Ryu, like like this and that and that and this. It's like, what more do you want? I think Ryu is really good this season. Like, this is the best Ryu we've had in a long time. I mean, he's got the palm thrust, which makes me pumped. Like, that's a huge asset to him.
Plus 3.
Being plus is great.
And being plus. I mean, when they did the patch, they lessened his Hashogeki after they added that he could cancel his target combo into Hashogeki. I mean, but even that, like,
it was worth it. It was worth having that happen to what they gave you.
Right,
so.
right. I mean, if you want to add that, then yeah, sure. But I was actually thinking today, kind of going a little off track. I think, and this would be bad for me, I think that you shouldn't be able to hold the charge Hashogeki. I think you should have a time frame on when you should be spending it, and if you don't, it goes away and you have to charge again.
This guy's talking about self-nerfs. How do you feel about that?
I think it's not necessary.
It's not necessary, no,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Or, well, how about, like, in the instance of Bison with the bomb, if he gets hit, if he receives any damage, you know, he loses that bomb. So what if Ryu, like, took a knockdown, kind of like G?
Yeah.
In 5.
Yeah, well, I would say it should be more like Bison's, where if you get hit at all, you lose
it. Really?
And that would kind of incentivize you to use it before you lose it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the real scary thing about it is, like, once he has it, you kind of hope he does it right away, and then you don't have to think about it for a little while. And so if he just has it and doesn't use it, it just adds to the mental stack.
That's
So
true.
I think if he gets hit, because the other thing too is, well, I guess that makes it harder with OD fireballs, right? Because if you think, oh, if he gets hit, he's going to lose it, so he's going to use it right away. And so in either case, throwing an OD fireball at the Ryu seems like a strong option. Because if he throws even the one that does like 2 or 3 hits, the OD goes right through it and hits him.
But I wouldn't change Ryu. I really wouldn't. I mean, I don't think there's anything else that could make him better. I mean,
in a perfect world, you can do anything, and no one's gonna be like, "This guy's buffing his character because he's."
I want level 3 at all times.
You want to do more damage?
Yeah.
Or like donkey kick is safe at a certain range, but what if light kick donkey kick was +1 or something, like you got to kind of get in for free.
On light donkey kick, you get a safe jump.
No, I mean like even on block,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
+1 on block or something. Like, hey, I made it here. Now you got to guess.
I maybe I should say too that maybe I'm not so experienced with this game that I don't have a good answer.
You don't know where to put it. That's fair enough. Where would Ken need nerfs?
Don't get me started.
He's...
So crouch medium kick does not need to be 7 frame startup. Make it 8 frames. And then also make sure that the total frames is the same number of frames as everybody else's, not one less.
And that's it?
Oh, his OD fireball should knock down.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I want that.
It's crazy, right? He just throws one from half screen and then drive rushes in and gets a full combo.
Yeah, I love that. Getting used to Ken, that was a big thing where I was like, wait, I get no knockdown on OD Fireball? What the hell? But, I'm making up for it. I'm learning to work around it. It's difficult to navigate, but I'm doing my best. Bomb would only...
Lastly, stand heavy punch -3 on block.
What is it currently?
-2.
-2?
Because he needs it.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, he does. He suffers right now.
He needs it to be +2 when you're in burnout.
Yeah, I don't have drive rush overhead like the rest of you guys do. I completely lost that part of my mix-up game.
But you also have run overhead.
Oh, that's true. But
the fact that you can basically do a drive rush combo without drive rushing.
It's so sick. That's what I've been working on all week this week.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm so sick of being in burnout and knowing that is hurting me. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on this week. And I'll show you guys later.
Yeah, right. And then the overhead, to Ricky's point, you don't even have to spend meter. You're just running. And
Yeah,
you get
but
overhead.
it's not, it's not safe. It's not plus.
Well, drive rush.
I have to get counter hit in order to convert off of it. It's hard. I'm struggling out here, bro.
I mean,
Okay.
as they say in martial arts, don't run at your opponent.
Exactly.
So
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
I don't care. I'm running whenever I can, dude. I'm trying to work on that. All right, so this is a Event Hub's little article here that talks all about the insufferable losses that were...
So before we scroll down, I think we should refresh the page just in case they've updated it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So... Oh, my God.
So we can skip this. We can
Yeah.
scroll down.
I don't know if you want to read any of that or...
Nope, I just want to see the currently qualified for top 96 list.
Okay. So on winner's bracket, we got you boy Big Bird with his Rashid. I like seeing him here.
Can we actually zoom in more?
Oh, look at that. We got a Kevin on there. Hell yeah.
How's that, okay? Or you want one more?
More. Let's go 250.
250. Oh my.
250.
And scroll down. There we go.
So big.
That's
All right. All right. So go ahead. Fire off the ones that make you feel something there.
You want
You
me
do
to
the
listen?
honors.
Oh
You're the
yeah,
best.
well Kevin, you know so much about these pros,
Yeah,
right?
I know
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah. So talk to me about Dual Kevin. Since
Yeah.
there's 2 of them.
Oh wow, that's a lot of Kevins. So we got Big Bird, we got Eye Reflex. I don't know. This might mess up my dyslexia. Young Fat Teen. We got Dual Kevin. We got Onset. We got Daigo. We got Lex, Mozart, Liquid Nephew, Bandits, Kaba, JB, and 9 Moons, Floki.
So Floki is from the Connecticut area. He
Nice.
plays Ken. So
Of course he does.
and he does commentary. You know, well, like, Ken's just so handsome. That's why we all play him.
That's why there's so many on the winner side.
Exactly. Oh, 2? No, 3. Anyway,
Who does Mozart play? I'm gonna guess it's Ken.
Really? Do you know? I
have no idea. I'm just
I
guessing.
wonder why he wasn't there. Let me see here.
Maybe because he like interchanged characters a lot.
Either that, or maybe they didn't catch it when they were.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So Kaba, he won Defend the North when we were there.
Yep.
Nephew, we all know who Nephew is. Lex is the brother of JB, this Rashid player here, and
Yep,
he's
the
the
younger
only Guile in here.
Besides Kaba.
Besides Kaba, and like being I'm sorry, the only Guile from America here, I guess.
That's true. Yeah.
Daigo on winner side, that's huge with his Akuma. On set, I'm not too familiar with who that is.
I'm not as familiar either. I've heard the name before. I just don't know where he's from.
Yeah, that
or
name
anything.
does sound familiar.
And not just because of Wareham. And then Big Bird being on Rashid, I really, really like. I'm glad that he's kind of just leaned into that character fully.
Yeah.
And then on the losers bracket side, we got Cuz Lightyear with a Kimberly that you never see.
E Honda.
I know. There was another E Honda I saw play today too. A female player. Ending Walker. Okay, so he's on loser side, so he's still in then.
We skipped Earl.
Yeah, well, if you don't have a character identity, I don't know who you are.
He plays random select clearly.
It's Tomlet.
Yeah, right. Angry Bird. We have a Zangief in here.
Mondo.
I don't know who this is. CG Roop. Aki. Master Mike. Oh, I know who Master Mike is.
Yeah, he's the Fang player. I almost forgot the name of the
He
character.
was, yeah. I remember going to a Red Bull event. No, it was an ESL event, and he was there. And this is when Street Fighter V had just came out, and all he was doing was like trashing on the game. Him and all of his friends just hating on it.
And then Super Yen, I think, might be the Honda player, the female Honda
Yes, you're 100% correct. Yep. And then Marine, there's your girl with the Manon taken out. Or sending Problem X to losers.
And then Kingman, I remember he was a birdie player in Street Fighter V.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Just a Kid. Alex Smith, he's in top 96. That's awesome. With his jury.
So these people are still going.
Yeah, they're on loser side.
Oh,
so.
okay, all right.
Yeah, they make it to day 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bad Stoned. What?
Very nice.
What? He's from Boston. He's the DJ player.
That I fought?
Yes, at Balance Patch that one time.
Oh.
And after you guys were done, I was like, I didn't want to tell you before you guys played, but like that
He's
guy's
really
nasty.
good,
Yeah.
I did really good.
And you
against
did.
him.
I think you might have even taken a game or
I
something.
did
off
take
him.
a match on him.
Yeah. So.
Look at this, a stray Luke player.
Oh my God, they still exist. Oh, I didn't realize there was more. Oh, and this is okay. This is outside of the 96 there. So wow, Problem X was so close right there.
Yep, one match away.
Lil Evil, he was at Defend the North with us.
Yep.
He complimented Temper on his Akuma.
Yeah, and so did Shine. They played some casuals. He's like, I think you're the strongest Akuma here.
Yeah, which says a lot.
And it was true when you look at the results. He was the
Yeah.
highest placing Akuma.
Trunks, this dude owns his own micro leverless company called Tesseract.
Yes.
And it's got the extra buttons on it. It's got like gold looking buttons.
Yes.
So he's a really nice guy. And his YouTube how-tos, his YouTube channel is amazing. Have you watched? Is that how you know of him?
No, I've watched him through you.
Okay. His YouTube channels are awesome because I've actually just watched his coaching sessions. And he'll have like in his tag in the title something that his student would say, and so one of that resonated with me. It's like, oh, I really want to watch this. And it was an hour long, and it was just their coaching session. Play. What do you think you struggle with? So really, really good player, and shouts to him for having his own little leverless company. That's really awesome.
Yeah, having his own company, I'm surprised he didn't like put it as like the sponsor before his gamer tag.
Yeah.
A little free promotion.
Dude, right
Nell
there,
Bomb,
Nell
so
Bomb.
close.
I saw him lose on stream to a Zangief.
Is he still playing DJ?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was.
Good for
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
Who does Nailbomb play?
He was playing DJ.
Oh.
That's who. And I know Nellbomb from Street Fighter V because Well, he was a young player, and he was a really good Balrog at the time.
Yeah, so now that Balrog's not in the game, I feel like Balrog players kind of have like two clear options, like DJ or Bison.
Yeah. I'm surprised no Bison. I kind of like to see that. And then...
No, not Ed. Balrog's the boxer, right?
Yeah.
I just think he plays very differently than Ed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was, he kind of played like,
Like he was eating crayons.
he,
like he had a stand heavy kick that reached half the screen, was +3 on block and a crush counter.
Wow.
he plays like E Honda and Blanca, where he just has these rush punches. So he's just dash punching you. He's gaining in so much ground with this huge button.
I remember that move. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he has the low. Yeah, he had great buttons, and the tap, right?
He also had tap. And then you were saying he's kind of like Blanca and Honda, but when Honda and Blanca do their OD special move, it's not plus on block.
That's true.
Which is so...
He was a menace. He was a menace from the go, right?
So he was a menace from the go, but they buffed him between Season 1 and Season 2. Season 2 Balrog was, in my opinion, the strongest character in the history of Street Fighter V, even stronger than Final Season Luke.
Wow, and stronger than Season 2 Abigail?
Well, Season 3 Abigail.
Oh, I'm sorry, Season 3 Abigail?
Yeah, stronger than Season 3 Abigail. Yeah. Well, because the other thing, too, is they made it eventually so that all the taps were -2, no matter the level. But before, it was like level 1 was like negative, I think 4 or 3, and then each level got less and less negative, and then became more and more plus. So you can have like a +5 tap in neutral.
Explain to Kevin what tap is.
So you hold 2 buttons. Well, was it 2 buttons? No, it was 1 button. They changed it to 1 button in this
It was
game.
1 because it was a macro for multiple buttons, wasn't it?
No, I think you only have to hold a jab.
Really?
Yeah, so you hold any 1 button, and you just can't use that button, and for every 4 seconds you hold it, your special move gets charged stronger and stronger. And all you do is release the button, and then the tap comes out. And in Season 2, it was throw invincible, and fireball invincible, and it was plus on block, and it did 300 damage in a game that had 1,000 health.
Wow.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
The character.
Tough times.
Tough times. Don't
Tough
got to deal with it anymore.
times. Yeah. Let's go into the chat here. Buff Marissa, give her a DP.
Yeah, Marissa's kind of hurting right now.
I mean, they could definitely make her crouch heavy punch faster. I think that would kind of do the job.
For anti-airs?
Yeah. Because it's a good anti-air button. It's just so slow. You have to be so preemptive with it. And then when this character is like Akuma that can change their jump arc mid-jump.
Mm-hmm. He needs it. I don't get how how can Ed be better than Rashid at the highest level? Top players bugging, in my opinion.
I mean, I think that's kind of like splitting hairs, right? They're both really good. It's
They're
like
both
arguing
really
which one's number 1 and which one's number 2.
Well, and they're both good because of different reasons.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they both have broken level 2s.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, yes,
Yeah.
they do
So
share
that's-
that.
But there's other reasons. I agree with you. But that's like one big reason.
How they're fighting in the neutral is their biggest difference, though, right?
Yeah.
Rashid's running in at you, making you guess, and Ed is whiff punishing you and pulling you in.
Being
Yep.
very annoying.
That loser side is a nightmare. Oh my god, so many characters ready to be you in a 1st to 2. Season 2 Balrog is notorious. It was insane. Tap was invincible to everything.
Oh, yeah, it's full invincible.
And physical as well. You had to delay buttons. Want me to schedule you in for a therapy session? Ricky, Balrog is gone.
Please, I have a PTSD.
Do you know who that is?
I don't.
No, me either.
My new best friend.
Exactly. Yes. Willing to share maybe the psychiatry bills if you're interested in that. Do you want to check in on ECT right now? Is there anything else that you want to go over and talk about?
I think we talked about a lot of stuff.
Okay. You want to wrap it up? Call it a night?
What do you guys think, chat? Any questions for us? Any
Yeah,
last
chat.
minute
What do you guys want
comments?
to do? Well, while you're answering, I do just want to take a look at Twitch.
I do have some fighting game personal news I wanted to kind of throw in the... I'm going to be picking up a second character.
It was a matter of time.
To fight my bad matchups.
And what are your bad matchups? Because I want to build the suspense.
It is Ken, and it is Akuma. And I know that while I'm saying that Luke has very few bad matchups, and almost his entire spread is even, and I agree. But I don't want to fight a fair fight. I want to have the advantage.
Okay.
And it also goes to show that like the two other strong players beside myself at Button Club are Ken and Akuma players with Temper and DiGiorno. And so it's like if I'm fighting against players of that caliber, I would love to have an advantage character-wise.
So, who is it?
Cammy.
It's Cam.
I'm picking up Cammy as a secondary character for those matchups in particular, and I think there's a few other matchups where maybe not character matchups, but player matchups where I feel like she would help me more than Luke is. And I played some Cammy in Street Fighter V.
It's doable.
I knew it was going to be Cammy.
You knew? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why did you know? How'd you know?
Well, he would only pick an S tier character.
That's true.
Okay.
And so going through those characters and
what cuts a Shoto,
and then what he said about dealing with the two characters that he feels are hard matchups, Cammy would be the answer for those two characters. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's exciting. And how much work have you put into that already? Or
so about 30 seconds when I just said I'm going to pick her up.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I played her a very, very small amount when the game came out, like maybe an hour's worth. But yeah, starting from scratch.
Wow. Well, that's like going to be exciting to see, and it'll be my first time seeing that journey for you, because when you show up to Button Club already, it had been a month or so that the game had been out.
Yeah, but that was like my week 2 Luke. That was like I was still new. I didn't know any perfect
knuckle combos. But I mean, like I've never. Well, I think my scope on the game was different then too. My eyes, so maybe it looked different. But I feel like I've never seen like the work in progress. We saw what you did with Akuma a little bit.
Yep.
So when you mentioned that, I was like, oh, maybe he's really gonna put his foot in Akuma,
lean
into it.
No, Akuma's not the one for me.
Not tournament viable right
now. He's no
now,
Kage.
Right? Yeah. Interesting. Well, that's super cool. Well, I can't wait to see some of it. And how does that make you feel? Because we've been saying that like one of us should learn Cammy. I feel like Cammy's a viable character.
Maybe we all do it.
Yeah. Huh?
I would get on board.
So is that going to be the post safe sets content? Are we going to play some Cammy tonight? We can learn like on the spot together, or
sure?
Because I don't have a Cammy, so I'm intrigued.
I have a Ryu.
Oh, yeah. Top 3 winning ECT. You know what, John?
That's a good question.
We didn't do that.
Yeah, let's go back here.
And let me bring you up over here. Okay.
So the losers bracket is also in contention, but
of course,
much harder to win from loser side.
So you want to pick? Well, I guess just pick whatever you want.
I still think Angry Bird's gonna make it.
He
could.
He's still in.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, but I think he could still make top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
All right, so you got Angry Bird in your top 3. Keep it rolling. What else you got?
I would say Daigo.
You think Daigo?
I hold Daigo pretty high.
We all do.
Yeah.
Like regardless of his, skill level and or his tournament results, we all want Daigo to win.
Yeah. So is that more of a you want to see him win, or you think he really could? Because Daigo hasn't won anything in Street Fighter 6 yet,
He hasn't won anything in a little while, but I mean, I still think he still could do it.
Of course, yeah. Okay. All right. So you got Angry Bird, Daigo, and one more. And I don't know if you want more losers bracket guys, so you can.
Alex Smith's still in the mix.
Flaccid Pancake. That was a name that we heard at Defend the North.
Was that the Geef?
The Geef
that beat Ding, or was that the Geef I beat? That might have been the Geef I beat.
I don't remember.
I just remember there was 2 really strong Geefs on the final day, and I beat one of them, and then Ding had lost to one the day before.
That's the one that sent him
to losers. Yeah.
Isn't the other bird guy in this one?
Big Bird.
Yeah. So I'd say him too.
So you got two birds and a Daigo.
Yeah.
What do you say?
That's pretty fair.
A partridge in a fair tree.
You can kill 2 birds with a Daigo.
With one Daigo. That you can. What about you, buddy?
So I'm gonna go Kaba.
Ooh.
Scroll down a little bit. I'll keep it on winner's side. I don't think anybody who's in loser's side right now is going to win. Even though Ending Walker and Angry Bird are really strong players, I think to go to loser's bracket that early says something.
Yeah.
I think you have to be on a tear in this game. So if we go back up to the winner's side, so Kaba, I'm going to do both Guiles. So Kaba, Lex, and then I got to go Daigo. I got to go Daigo.
Damn. How's it going in there?
How's that going out here?
It's going great.
So who's your top 3?
Okay, so I'm a big fan of Dual Kevin lately. I would love to see Dual Kevin get place high in this, and I think he definitely could because he's been doing so well. He did really well at the esports championship and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put Dual Kevin in my top 3.
Yeah, he also has Luke. Like he plays both Rashid and Luke, and so
that's true. Yeah.
he does have that.
So Lex was also. I would love to see Lex do this. The character and the player, I would love to see do that. So I'm gonna put him in there. I don't think Kaba's winning this. I don't think so. And let me pick someone from losers and not like a safe bet. Just a Kid.
Okay.
I would love to see Just a Kid do well here. And I think he could too. And I know
Totally
he's got it stacked against him right now, cause being in loser side, but he could totally do it. He
Yeah.
could make an upset.
Yeah, like if he makes it like top 16, top 8, I would not be surprised at all.
He's probably. He's one of the best juries we have. Him, nephew, right?
Yeah.
What does it say here? Let's read what the chat's thinking. Safe bet, Big Bird for me, but just because of character. Daigo, my man. Big Bird, Daigo, and JB. Everyone wants the Daigo.
Everyone loves Daigo. And also I feel like Rashid is really, really strong, even though we don't see him very often. And so I think, betting on any of these 3 Rashids is a pretty fair bet.
That's true, yeah. And JB played Rashid in 5 also, right?
Yeah.
Along with Big Bird.
Yep.
But was Dual Kevin around in 5?
He was.
He
was
was?
playing Rashid, and he was
really?
making top. I mean, he was. I don't think he was getting first places, but he was making a lot of top 8s.
Yeah.
He was making some noise.
Cool. So those are our predictions then for East Coast Throwdown 2024. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Who you think is winning? Oh, hold on. We got some hometown love here for a second. I'm doing this. Do you guys care?
Do it. We got Boosie versus Blue on stream on ECT.
So you fought this Ken player.
I did, and I think I was having controller malfunctions at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
I was so salty. I feel like I could have beaten him.
Oh, 100%.
Don't get me wrong. He's super strong. It would, I think it would have been an upset for me to win, but I think I had it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Blue has this, though.
Oh, man, I'd love to see it.
Blue is so good, and a lot of people don't know. So, like, when you fight a Zangief, right, you don't really know, if you don't know how strong they are, like, online you can see the MR and get an idea.
Yeah.
But if you think it's a 1500 MR Geef and it's a 2000 MR Geef, you're going to be in for, a wild ride. And that's who Blue is, right? I don't know how many points he has, but in my heart he has 2,000 points.
Regardless of even heart, the fact is he is Massachusetts' most strongest Geef. And
does he go to Balance Patch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been to Balance Patch,
Yeah, he's the Geef.
100%.
And I played him a lot at the end of 5, and like we were going back and forth, like the sets were so close. It's interesting that I say that because the sets with me and Blue were like even, and then I feel like I had the upper hand over Ding at the end of 5, and now it's like I can't even fight Ding.
Ding is so strong. Next time we go back to Balance Patch, you should have a session or a big talk with Ding.
He's such a good Ryu. He literally reacts to everything. Like, he'll react to your jab in neutral.
I gotta start doing that more, too. Get the punish counter with the Tatsu.
Oh, yeah, because once you get the perfect parry, you don't doing any damage anyway, so you might as well go for the corner carry.
Yep.
Oh, is he dead?
No. The camera cut away like he was, though? No, okay, all right, good. Yeah, he's close. He's hurting for sure.
It's cool to watch somebody from Balance Patch.
Hell yeah.
Burnt out. That's good for him.
Here I go.
Oh, he spent? Okay, that's fair.
And where's Boosie from? Is he Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, something like that?
He's somewhere in New England. I just don't remember where.
As I mentioned earlier, you saw he recognized the meter.
This is really cool. Shout outs to Blue, holding it down.
And I don't think this is a very good matchup for Geef. I think Blue's just such a strong player. I think he's going to clutch this out.
Right? Like, you can feel like you have the advantage, and then
That would be an
overpress
upset.
the issue. Blue was sitting at
A little
green
bit.
on the drive
If
page
Boosie
and
wins?
committed everything.
If Blue was to win?
No, I think Boost. I think Boost is the underdog in this
Really?
match. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then he was the one taking mix-ups.
Patience.
All right, now Blue says my turn to play.
Just backing off. I like the patience out of Blue, but we do find the punish there.
And good awareness to use the standing heavy kick to punish that sweep.
Right, second throw. That one does get teched.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
let's
oh
go.
my God,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
presence of
Medium
mind
kick,
to
yeah.
check that forward movement out of Blue. Frame trap works. Boost closes that one out. One game up.
Yeah, and with good composure right there from Bruce. We saw, you know, he was able to find that really nice comeback in the second round. And then
Trying to see if we see anyone in the
kind of gained the
background.
confidence to play super clean in the third round right there.
I mean, I think Blue represented a
button's so
footsie-focused approach in that first round that really went his
Hit my
way.
hack,
I
that
think
sucks.
Boost just needed to see that and then be like, all right, this is the game we're playing? Cool. Now I'm prepared to play it.
Yeah, I love that he went forward to kind of.
John
make,
says Boost is
Zangief
the
wanna jump
favorite
out of the
here.
corner, and he immediately backed up just so
Agree
he
to
can anti-air him.
disagree.
And
Oh, wow. Saint just connects raw. Nothing really in the tank.
Yep.
Yeah, he's using that stand medium kick so good.
once again, he
Nice.
attempted it right
Got
there,
lucky.
but kind of looked like he committed for a shimmy.
Because if he hadn't been pressing a button already, I'm sure
That
Boost would have been ready with the
ODDP and wake
DP.
up.
We're seeing it a lot out of Boost. And Blue has not called it out once yet.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He's
He's expected to be on block.
That was a hungry choice from Blue, but he continues to be hungry.
Huh.
Boost on set point.
Yeah, and I love that Boost was buffering that
Yep,
cross
SPV.
medium punch right there.
Drive rush jab
the
and
drive rush
nothing.
behind it, because he knew that what we
Ooh.
needed was one more
I
hit.
guess wrong.
All right, gotta go for the corner with this.
I can't believe he parried
Jabs,
there. I
just
thought
keeping
for sure he was
stuff
going to
tight,
take a throw.
Not super committal. Boost is keeping
Stand
the
heavy
tension
punch.
tepid.
That's what I'm saying.
right
It needs to be -3.
Oh,
He's just throwing it out
through
for
the,
free.
It's so
sees the green
fun.
stuff. Green means go. Neutral jump shimmy works out.
Oh,
We have level
oh,
3 in the
yep.
back.
Should be dead.
Think this ought to do it?
Yeah, Zangief is a big boy.
That's true.
Was a couple of kind of hits in the front, just like that.
Unfortunate.
Wow.
Taking
Good
the
stuff to
second game
Boost.
right there.
Ken supremacy.
Moving on in the tournament. Clean
S
play
tier
for
character
Boost
needs to be knocked down a peg in my
S-tier.
opinion.
No way.
tonight.
I want to be
Yeah,
lumped
I
in
mean,
with these
Blue-
Lukes. You
Blue
know what I'm
had a
saying?
really good start.
Not
I
Luke's.
think
Need
what-
another character. Jesus, come on
I mean,
now.
two things
There's no
happened.
Lukes
One,
left.
It's true.
As
The Luke,
became more aware of this, all right, we're
DJ.
playing a more
I feel like these characters you
rounded
just don't see
approach
anymore.
here. I really need to represent this. Maybe Fireball.
All right,
something
let's
else.
wrap
I
up
got a
this
lot I need to
episode.
push for with
It's been a good one.
The second thing was
One of my favorites. One thing that should be known is that since we are, getting into fall, our 1-year anniversary of the show will be February of next year.
Yeah, because it was like right after, like we talked about it over like the Christmas break.
Yep.
And then we're like, okay, like January would be like a down month, and then like end of January, early February, I think we started doing the podcast.
Yep, and we've only missed, I want to say, like 2 or 3 weeks total.
And I think one of the weeks we missed, we had filmed an extra episode, so we just played that. The
Oh,
following week.
that's right. Yeah. See how good we are?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I think we've only actually like not had an episode like 1 or 2 weeks, which is pretty good.
Pretty good. So if you have enjoyed this content, give this video a like, comment down below what you think of Defend the North going on this weekend. Subscribe to the channel for more because we're climbing our way to 2,500 subscribers, and share with some like-minded individuals. Enjoy East Coast Throwdown to all of our Button Club buddies and beyond, anyone from the scene. Have a great weekend. Enjoy pressing those buttons and come back home nice and safe. We'll catch you guys on the next episode of the podcast. Keep pressing the buttons and
Stay safe. Now don't click it off.
don't click it off. That's right. All right, yeah, no, this is good. Oh, because we were going to